What's good, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. I'm on Toxic Gaming. Today we're going to be talking about a ban list for speed duels, right? Now, as you know, speed duels has never gotten an official ban list per se. We've gotten a couple of erratas back in November, and I think that we're hitting a point where we're, kind of getting to the point where we're about 3 months away, I want to say, from, actually getting the Paradox box and changing up the format at least a little bit. But I think before Paradox box even comes out, Konami should really address the format as a whole. And yeah, that's what we're going to be doing today. So number one on our list, we're actually going to move away from speed duel cards and go to all custom cards. We're going to look up Spellproof Armor. So if you don't know what this card is, it's just a skill that says all machine monsters you control are unaffected by your opponent's spell effects, and you can normal some normal monsters with one less tribute. If you have a non-machine monster in your graveyard, flip the skill over. This skill can only be used once per duel. Now, in my opinion, this skill needs an errata. Right, this skill is way too strong for the current game format. We have Jinzo in the format. We have Cyber Dragon in the format. Ancient Gears can be playing this card. We even had that XYZ deck that was playing Spellproof Armor. And any deck or any machine deck that comes out for speed duels is opted to play this skill, right? And I think that's unhealthy. Personally, I think being able to shut off an entire card, like entire third of the card pool for speed duels in general is just really powerful. And then once you have Jinzo on the field with it, it's just you're only using monster cards and DD Warrior Ladies. Kind of you're only out to the Jinzo at that point. And yeah, that's not healthy, right? So in my opinion, I think Spellproof Armor really does need an errata for this. And the errata I think would make sense is instead of it being all machine monsters you control, it should be all machine normal monsters, like it says down here in the one less tribute. I feel like if it's just normal monsters, we'll go back to speed duels here. If it's just normal monsters, then we're looking at a whole new type of deck. So we'll go to machine real quick, and then we're gonna go to here to go to normal. And then we'll go to there, and you see, we still got our Allied Justice Colossalus here. We still got our Pendulum Machine becomes kind of our second in command. I guess we can look at X-Head Cannon. That would probably be better than the Pendulum Machine, right? These cards would become your normal monsters that you would really use for this, right? And yeah, that's not terrible in my opinion, and it gives us the ability to get Cybertech Alligator into the game, which I think is really nice. If you guys don't know what that is, I'll look them up real quick. Cybertech. Yep, right here. Give a Cybertech Alligator into the game as a Cyrus card, because I think that came in his starter deck a while back. It would be really cool because he'd just be a 1-drop 2500 beater. The deck still runs, it's just no longer Jinzo Turbo, I guess. But yeah, that's the first thing I want to talk about. Let's go to the 2-ups for this list. So every card I'm about to say for the next couple are going to be cards I think should be going to 2 in this format. Number 1 is going to be Breaker the Magical Warrior. Breaker 1/9. But yeah, Breaker the Magical Warrior, he's just one of those cards. Even in GOAT format, he was I think 1, maybe 2. I could be wrong, I don't play GOAT. But he, is one of those cards that, we see a lot of in this format, and we're going to continue to see a lot of them. I think having him at 2 instead of having him at 3 or even 1, I feel like 1 is too much. It's too big of a hit. I think it's fine. He's just generic spell trap removal, and 1900 beater on top of that. He's very good, and we're going to be seeing a lot of them. Next, as a 2-of on our list, we're actually looking at Senju, and Senju has played a lot in the Cyber Angel list, and any ritual deck we're going to be seeing is going to be playing this card at 2 or at 3 copies usually, unless it can be searched from pre-preparation. But Senju in general is searchable off of Ben 10 and then opens up more for your combo. I feel like having him at 2 doesn't completely kill the deck. It also just kind of slightly hurts the consistency of the deck, which I think is fine. I feel like it's a good hit making a ban list to address, at least address Cyber Angels before you just make it into your best deck of the format, because that's exactly what would happen. Moving into the 1-ofs of the list, we'll go with cards that we're definitely looking at here, right? And one is going to be Nightmare Wheel. Nightmare Wheel is definitely should be hit to 1. I think this card is just very unhealthy. Any burn damage in a 4,000 life point pool is just needs to be addressed. Or it can't be more than like 250 in my opinion. It could be 300, I guess. I guess 300 is fine, but 500 I feel like is too much. That is what, a tenth of your life points or something like that. An eighth, my bad. An eighth of your life points. And yeah, it's just freezes a monster in place, inflicts damage to your opponent. I think having it at one's fine. It's not as much of a problem at that point, but you can still play it, I guess. Another card that should probably be addressed to one, in my opinion, is going to be Union Scramble. Union Scramble is like kind of your main card for your XYZ deck, and if you make a ban list format, then and you don't hit XYZ, XYZ is going to be your best deck. So we got to address it. And the card that we're going to, like I said, looking at is going to be Union Scramble. It's the card that pretty much, like it just, what is it? Burial from a different dimension, return from a different dimension, return from a different dimension. That's what it is. All it does is that target 3 of your banished Light Machine normal monsters or Light Machine Union monsters, special summon them during the player's turn, except turn this card sent to the graveyard, banish this card from your graveyard, target one of your banished Light Machine normal monsters or Light Machine Union monsters, return to hand, so it continuously gets you hand resources that you can inevitably discard. So I think Union Scramble should definitely be addressed at least to 1. Another card that I feel like really should get addressed at some sort. This card can go to 2, it can go to 1. I just think it needs addressed. It's going to be a Zombina. Zombina just creates stall decks to become insane, dude. It's like Ratbox is a good deck. It definitely is, and I think stall has always been a huge issue in speed duels. So seeing Zombina go either from 1 to 2 or 3 to 1 or 3 to 2, I feel like it's a much needed card. Probably should have went over this card first, but yeah, I feel like having it at 1 just kind of prevents the stall decks from continuing. The other card we could probably hit instead of Zombina would be Haunted Shrine. But I feel like if you hit Haunted Shrine to 1, then what you're going to do is you're going to inevitably hit Skull Servant, and I feel like that's not exactly the correct play. It could be, but I don't know. I feel like either of these to 1 or 2 is a good hit, or maybe just put Zombina 2 this to 1. I feel like it's also a good hit as well. And then lastly, we're going to be going over our bans. There's only 2 cards on the bans, and that is Parasite Paranoid. Alright, this card is insane. Especially mixed with the skill. I'm sure if you know anything about speed duels, if you're watching this video, then you know what speed duels is. Moss has been the best deck of the format for over 3 years at this point. This card is the reason why. And they've hit the skill, they've rotted the skill, I think 3 times? It's either twice or 3 times at this point. And it's still the best deck. We're still seeing it as our number 1 deck, and it's topping almost every event we see, every real like online event that has multiple players that know what they're doing, and not just giant cards where people just throw together an $8 deck and like I can win top with this, you know. But Parasite Paranoid is one of those cards that we're going to be seeing. Yeah, probably needing to get hit. It definitely needs banned. I don't even think putting it to 1 is going to be okay, because even if it's at 1, right? You got Goki Pawns. I should just look up Pawn. You got Goki Pawn, Danny Pawn. These cards are literally just your extra copy of Paranoid at that point. The deck, yeah, I guess won't be able to function as well because like 1 Cosmic Cyclone kills off the Paranoid, and that's fine. But like, yeah, it's still one of those things where even at 1, you're able to tribute your opponent's monster off if they don't have the Cosmic or a way out, and then you're tributing your opponent's monster for a 3,500 beater, and in my opinion, that's just not fair. So that's going to go down here to the ban pile. And same with the best card, arguably, in the game, Zoma the Spirit. Zombina the Spirit, I feel like needs banned completely. This card should not be in the game at all. I think it's super unfair. Not only are you special summoning a monster with decent stats at that 1,800 attack points is kind of like insane in speed duels, but it also has a burn effect that makes it to where it's Magic Cylinder, right? Any monster that destroys this card by battle, yeah, it does damage to you. If you say you're the one destroying it, it does damage to your opponent, I guess, equal to the damage of the monster that killed it. So if Breaker at 1900 kills your Zoma the Spirit, your opponent takes 1900 damage, and that's just not okay, right? I think it just cheats games. I don't even think this card should go to 1. I think this card should just not be in speed duels. I think the entire community can agree with this. This card should not be in speed duels. Now, as for some special mentions, I think we should discuss DD Warrior Lady. This card is brand new to the format, just came out in the GX box, and I feel like Konami is going to kind of like stray away from hitting cards that are brand new out of that box. I do think that they're going to hit cards that got reprinted into tournament packs, like Konami has done that plenty of times in the past with the regular TCG. There's no reason to be like, it's safe because it came in Tournament Pack 3. It's not. Trust me, man, it is not safe because it's in a tournament pack at all. But DD Warrior Lady is, in my opinion, safe because they're going to continue to like try to. It's one of the chase cards. It's like one of the biggest cards you're going to want to try to get out of the GX boxes. So they're not going to want to hit this card at all. And then the other card, in my opinion, that probably can get hit, but I don't think will, is going to be Floodgate Trap Hole. This card, in my opinion, should be at 1, but I can see them keeping it in the game at a full 3 of, and that's just simply for the Cyber Angels, right? They don't want that deck going like crazy, and I think they feared that. That's why the skill isn't that great. I feel like, yeah, it's just, not the best deck. It's why we didn't get Petite Angel. That's the best way I can describe it. It's why we did not get Petite Angel. And yeah, having Floodgate Trap Hole in here, it's just to keep that deck in check in particular. And yeah, it becomes one of our main staples still, and that's fine. We can also talk about Book of Moon, but I don't think that card should get hit at all. If it does get hit, it goes to 2. But that's just my opinion on that. But if you guys enjoy this type of content and you want to see a ban list, make sure you leave a like on this video. Make sure you leave your own ideas for what should get hit in the comment section down below. And above all, I also want you to have a great day, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.